me move, you make me dance, you make my heart beat super fast. You lift me up, you make me laugh. Baby, you're the best I ever had. You're the best I ever. You make me move, you make me dance, you make my heart beat super fast. You lift me up, you make me laugh. Baby, you're the best I ever had. You're the best I ever had. You make me move, you make me dance, you make my heart beat super fast. You lift me up, you make me laugh. Baby, you're the best I ever had. You're the best I ever had. You make me move, you make me dance, you make my heart beat super fast. You lift me up, you make me laugh. Baby, you're the best I ever had. You're the best.
Hello friends, and welcome to CCRS Season 5 Evergreen. Tonight's just gonna be me in the booth tonight. KT was thinking about maybe doing some CCRS, but not this week, potentially later on. So, this is round... I should have paid attention to see what round it was. Let me go double check on that, actually. I friggin... find that real quick. Wait, I know what race it is. I had the spreadsheet open last time, so I might as well do it this time. Alright, this is round 8 of 12, so only 4 races left to go in the season after this. If my math is right. Actually, let me just do the math real quick. Yeah, only 4 races after this. Next week, go to Talladega. And I plan to be broadcasting that as well. Well, probably the rest of the season, plan to be broadcasting and on into the future. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at our points standings. Neil Gallagher still holding on with his points lead. Gained a few points last week at Pikes Peak with a top 5. Victor Delgado still holding on 12 back. Gino Bononi has had some success as of late, and he's starting to close that gap to the front of the point standings, respectively. Brandon Beal, despite leading laps and holding on a very good start to his race last week, didn't quite get the finish he wanted. Fell back a bit in standings, P4 with 28 points back. If I'm reading that right, might be wrong. Cameron Jamison, P5 in points, still holding on along with Garson Young, Sam Slazarski, and Kyle Watt starting to make his charge and potentially see if he can gain any spots and potentially, with drop races in mind, have a shot at the title still. But we will see on that. Tala Ziz is also kind of in the same boat Kyle Watts. He's missed a couple races, but his results have varied for sure. And Jarek Gravoy rounding out our top 10 in standings. Well, as I said, just me in the booth tonight. I didn't check to see how many laps this race was in order to check the fuel, because I'm on top of things. Projected lap 77, so we will see if that sticks true for this race. 77 laps on a tank, and the race itself is 100 laps, so they'll have to pit once. So pretty similar to last week in terms of strategy. I expect some pretty good strategy racing here tonight, as we've seen in races past. Other than that, not a lot to note. Let's go ahead and take a look at our top of the board. Right now is Victor Delgado III with a 22.7. Second in the standings. Remember, he's not always been that guy that's been up front, but well, I say he's not always been that guy that's been up front. He's had really good consistency. He just hasn't won a lot, or I don't think at all here in CCRS. So keep an eye on him. He's top of the board right now. We'll see if that sticks. 24 minutes left on the session. Second on the board, Robbie Gilvin in number 3 with a 22.8. Third on the board is the guy you usually see at the top of the board, and I'm sure it won't take him too long to find it, with a 22.8. And I've said it time and time again, he won last week, won at Gnarl last week. Hell, he won DSRA last week. As I was thinking he would. He was saying he sucks at short tracks when he goes out and wins the thing. This man is unstoppable. If IFAR had been racing that last weekend, he might have had 4 wins in one weekend, but who knows about that. But regardless, yeah, this man's just been on a roll. He has won. Granted, we were going to broadcast DSRA, and full plan to do it. I was hosting the server, and the game crashed, and I didn't want to risk that happening again. So I ended up just calling it there at 13 minutes. I did unlist the stream. If y'all want to go back and watch it, just ask me for the link. But ultimately, I didn't get anything past practice on that. But yeah, ultimately, he sure enough, he won Gnarl, CCRS, and DSRA in the same weekend. This man is unstoppable. Almost always top of the board, and he has an unimaginable amount of pulls. Just straight up class of the field almost every race he goes to, and it's shown. He is putting together quite the stat book in that 21 machine. Well, as I was talking about all that, Sebastian Amaya has gotten to the top of the board, and Robbie Gilvin and Victor Delgado have switched positions as well on that timing board. Kyle Watts has found third on the board with a 22.7. He's correct at 0.7s. So, yeah, these guys looking for every bit they can get. Sebastian's had a rough season so far. We'll see if he can turn it around tonight. I don't know why TV1 looks so weird. I doubt TV2 is much better, but we'll try it out. Check something real quick just to make sure we're good. All right. All right. So, yeah, that's top 4. Let's took it 5th on the board. Tall as is. Been fairly consistent this season. Not a lot to say. He's just had a quiet, decent season. Nothing too crazy. And TV2's just as bad. Let's see Spectator. Spectator's probably the best we got, but man, it's so far out. We're actually gonna have to stick with TV1. Cameras aren't the best, but at least it's not like Camtopia or another track we broadcasted and had to work off of the. I think it was Myrtle Beach. Was it Myrtle Beach? I don't remember. I don't even know if I'm thinking right. Regardless, we'll go through the field some more. Gino Bononi, oh, there he is. I was about to say he's not on the track right now, but here he is on the track now. Won not last week, but the week before. And like I said, he's starting to put his chips in for that championship battle. This is our season. I know he has a championship. He might have 2. I just don't remember the seasons they happened. I'm pretty sure it was season 1 and season 2, but fact check me on that if anyone's able to. Oh, big wreck on the front straight. Again, this is just practice. These guys are just fooling around. 7th on the board is Neil Gallagher, points leader. Again, has been consistent. Got top 5 last week. He's been holding on. Goals keep that points lead till the end of it. William Viola in the 71. They've had a rough couple weeks. Last week at Pikes Peak, towards the end of it, the race just fell apart real quick, and they pretty much did not finish that race. They left before it was over. Tonight, hopefully, going to try to turn that around. That 71 machine. Steph Thomas, P9 on the board. currently not on track, but he has a new livery. Ah, there he is. There's a new livery where a kid can be a kid. That is a bit nostalgic with the thing there, the phrases there. Maybe not so much towards the 90s era, but you remember that slogan. Almost makes me think this is Jonathan Ward with that paint scheme. No offense to him, but a gradient orange and red number on a rainbow checkered flag is not exactly the best of design decisions in my opinion, but hey, it's the 90s. Who cares? Haha. Alright, he is now last on the board. Never mind, he's not even on the board now. Looks like Blake McKinnon has put himself 8th on the board, or 9th on the board rather. Need to change it up in the top 10. Looks like there was some moving around. I think it's Garson Millyoung actually up on the board now. Ooh, big hit for Tall as Blake McKinnon, he's on the track now. Pretty clean driver, not a lot to say. Expect to see him up front towards the end. Another guy that cracked the top 10 briefly, I forget. I don't think anyone knew. But yeah. Then let's see. Ooh, Paula is still chilling on that attenuator wall. He is in that thing. Holy. Again, I know I didn't broadcast DSRA fully, but Alexander Gonzalez Green, he was on that wall last Sunday, and he was doing some Tony Hawk Pro Skater with Garson Millyoung, number 70, the Wario car. I like that. Brandon Beal doing the Hail Melon up there on the top line. Probably not going to work for the race. Even if it does, it's not allowed. Go ahead. He's not. Actually, what's he? I could have swore I've seen him in the top 10 briefly, but I guess he's not there now. Trying to make something work there in that 37. But yeah, Garson, he's a pretty good driver. See how he does. Brandon Beal just ate the wall. But yeah, like I said, 4th in points. Led some laps last week. We'll see how he does tonight. Sam Szarski also in our top 10 in standings. Usually finishes these races out despite how bad they go, and I gotta respect him for it. A lot of guys would just rage quit or just quit when their race goes bad, but Sam, he keeps on trucking. Sometimes he does have to DNF with damage or whatever, but you know, not the fastest guy, but he's usually pretty clean and he holds on, finishes these races. Not always strong, but he finishes them. I can respect that. John Felber, he's had a pretty solid season so far. He was running pretty good last week. Got a decent finish. I think he got top 5. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, he's been getting pretty good lately. Keep an eye on that 03 car. Is there anyone else on the track I haven't yapped about yet? Okay, everyone on the track I haven't yapped about AJ yet. Let's see. Yeah, again, I've been same token with him. He's been consistent trying to get some stuff put together. I'd argue he's in a bit of a slump now at this point, but we'll see if he can rebound tonight. Ooh, big slide from 21. Kyle Watts. Probably should have started the stream a little bit later in retrospect. Oh well. Yeah, basically everybody's on the track right now. But yeah, I'll give you all a little rundown of what happened last week at DSRA. Basically, last Sunday, DSRA went to Nashville Fairgrounds. We were going to broadcast it, obviously, but I had to host the server, and hosting the server and broadcasting worked out fine for Vegas, but for Nashville it didn't. I personally think the reason for that is I did set my amount of cars that are on are shown on the track. I set that to 40. And with it being a 30, I want to say, or not 35, with it being a 20-something car field, it had some problems. Granted, Vegas was also similar, so I can't 100% make that argument for sure. But I think that might have been a factor. But it's just, and it, you know, it probably would have just been a one-and-done crash, game crash as well, that happened. But I didn't want to risk it, so I did not change anything there. Jerry maybe hosting that again. If that is the case, we'll be back broadcasting DSRA. Not this weekend, because they're actually doing the Rolex 24 this weekend. They got an event, they got a whole group there going, so DSRA will not be racing this weekend. But next weekend, He'll be going to Kansas for the Carl Please Winter Race 400 for Carl's 96th DS race start, and he has yet to win a race. But and again, that race at Nashville, it was just Kyle Watts Masterclass. It actually stayed green for most of it. There were some things that arguably could have been a yellow, but ultimately worked. And at the end of the day, there was a caution late in the race, and Kyle Watts ended up doing the 3 for 3. Let's see Steph in the chat. Yeah, I 100% agree with that, Steph. You know, I can't shame you for, throwing it back to the 90s, especially being a 90s era car. It definitely fits the Chuck E. Cheese 90s vibe, for sure. You definitely nailed it on that one. Kalen Bevan, he's making his first start. I read in the driver signups that he is being let in since he is not able to make Gnarl. So he is a former CCRS driver. He did race in Season 2 and Season 1. But he has not raced since the Season 2 Pocono race. So, and that's when things switched around to make this more of a tryout system-esque series. So, first start since then is in the 00. You might see him in IFAR run the 00 as well. Obviously not the same paint scheme, but we'll see how he does tonight and if he can hold his roster spot. Let's see, is there anyone else I might have missed that are on the track now? No. Is there any changes in the top 10 standings? There is. Gina Bononi has topped the board. Wow, that's down to 5th. A little shocking, but hey. Every once in a while, sometimes even the best, they find their weak points at some tracks. Sebastian May is still holding on P2nd in practice. 3rd in practice is still Robbie Gilvin. And 4th in practice is still Garson Muyung. 5th in practice, and never mind, something changed again. Kyle Watts. I spoke too soon with the struggle bus for Kyle Watts. Did not last long. 12 minutes left in the session. He has found himself on the top of the board once again with a 22.6. I don't know why I ever doubted him. This man is unstoppable. Getting everything he can out of that thing. So, I changed it up again, but I'm not going to go through it all because you know where it's at. Brandon Beal has found himself in the top 10 on the board with P9 with 22.8. 22.7 is probably the more optimal lap time, but we will see if that holds to its roots. Kind of lap time is Kalen said. Nah, he's kind of on struggle bus, still holding on to the 22.9s. Well, nonetheless, Cameron Jamison has become one with the wall. That is 2 cars that have done that tonight. First was Tall as is, now Cameron Jamison. Just put you on the wall. It just doesn't throw you around anywhere. You just hit it and it just puts you square on top of it. Put you inside of it a little bit, that way you don't try to run off. But yeah, that's something. Try this camera out for when we do our, see, let's do a lap with AJ Rodriguez here. Yeah, I think this camera could work definitely pretty good for a little shot camera. Again, that thing in the back, we had the same thing at Gnarl, wherever the heck they went. That was a short track. Thompson. Pretty sure it was Thompson. Yeah, he unfortunately gets finished the lap, but hey, I think we're getting good tests of the camera going here. A little rush up in turn one's gonna confuse me, but oh well, we ball. I've talked about how free cam's a little jittery when the cars are further away. Wish it wasn't like that, but ultimately I guess that's just part of life. Might be a way to unlock my FPS to a lot more for that, but I don't know, maybe. This game can only handle so much, especially being online. A little short track in the middle of the short track. There's a little bit of pit road shenanigans. Or pit road shenanigans I was not expecting. And yeah, it's like a little miniature short track inside of the. I think this would be considered a short track. Honestly, it looks pretty short to me. But hey, I'm not one to judge. If you're a short track, that's on you. I'm not gonna judge. Shenanigans going on back there. We're closing closer towards the end of practice. Not quite done yet. We still got about 9 minutes left. I got about 9 minutes of stuff to rant about. I could do some more checking on stuff. Let's see. Who all we got on the board? Let's see. We got all this. There's some guys I haven't looked at yet, but most of it because they haven't been on the track yet. Let's see. 11th on the board. Viola has fallen back to that. 12th on the board. AJ Rodriguez. 13th on the board is the 45 of. I don't know why I can't remember the 45. That's Steph Thomas. 45, Steph Thomas. I think it's because I'm used to him being in the 43 and RL. I'm like, wait, who's in the 45? So, yeah, it throws me off a little bit. John Felber, 14th. 15th, Cameron Jamison. 16th is Kalen Bevan. And 17th is Kenneth Miller. And last on the board, Mr. Sam Stolzarski. Night track. Chat, anything I need to worry about? Nothing I need to worry about. Good deal. Getting 100 laps, 77 laps to a tank, and I imagine these guys will probably stretch it quite a bit. I don't think you can stretch it. No, 23 laps. Probably stretched about 13, maybe. I don't know. There's a lot of times where I get proven wrong, so I'm not gonna make any full judgments on that. Heck, I could say if you're crazy enough, and I say crazy, and I don't even think this has worked out for you, and then you could potentially save enough to make it to the end with this one tank, but that's a stretch. It's a big stretch. It's a long race, so I can see it, but like, you got 77 laps on the tank, and yeah, it's a bit of a stretch, but I mean, I don't know if it's impossible or not. We'll see. I don't think anyone's going to try it, to be frankly honest with you. But like I said, I've been proven wrong so many times that I best not even make any rock solid predictions. Otherwise, I'm going to get sent to the Shadow Realm with my bad predictions again. But I usually get shot to the Shadow Realm even with my not so bad predictions. And somebody has ended up back inside the wall. That is Kenneth Miller now. Yeah, that is their third victim tonight. Holy. Really liking that pit wall. Alright, let's see. Very interesting stuff on the track. Now we got about 6 minutes left. The road's looking spicy. Let's see. Let's see, there's Sam Stolzarski. He's done with his run. Fire smoke on pit road. Brandon Beal practicing his pit stops. We're gonna see that a lot in Happy Hour. A lot of guys practicing their pit stops. Struggles from this 00. Seven. 31's out of pit road. Throws from the 0. Oh, big hit there. John Felber throws through. Robbie Gilvin does not. Kenneth Miller is chilling on the inside there. I'm not sure. Okay, I'll say might be a good idea to get off the track at some point. On track stuff here. 1 second I cut away, someone spins out. Good 4-car pack right here. Or no, bigger now. It's like a 6-car pack. Holy. Ooh, man. Kyle Watts bat hit that wall. I haven't checked out their spectator cam yet. I want to check that out. Well, it's not bad. Well, one time I check on somebody, and it's almost like I got that radar gun that just kills their car. Yeah, I definitely started the broadcast a bit too early, but that's alright. Like start like 10 minutes after the thing. Maybe next time I'll start a little bit late, maybe like 20 minutes after practice starts. Like, it's like 7:45, so like 8:05. So, probably do that again in the future, but live and learn. There's our straightaway shot. Scenery's nice, don't get me wrong, but it's not that nice. Not nice enough where I need to include it in my shot. Practice is wrapping up. We're going to qualify here pretty soon, about 3-ish minutes or so. That geared up and going. Yeah, it's about a 18-car field tonight so far, and so far everyone that's here has set a lap, so pretty solid for CCRS standards. Yeah, between the field is 22.5 being the fastest lap by Kyle Watts. Lincoln is now third on the board. Nice on him. 22.5, so you got 23 point. About a. I say it's like about a. I mean, he's technically 23.6, so we'll say about a 5/10 gap, 5-ish tenth gap between the field. That's pretty. It's pretty close for all sakes standard. Some guys are struggling a little bit more than others towards the back of the leaderboard, but at the end of the day, lap times are still very close. So it's going to be interesting to see how they do in qualifying. I think the race trim is going to be where things are going to matter. It's going to be track position versus tire management, I think. And that's going to be fun to see for sure how these guys find that right ratio to put them at the best position they can for the end of this thing. They're about to go to qualify here pretty soon. Back. Last little bit of practice laps in. And it is now qualify time. So the fastest lap we've seen was a 22.596 from Kyle Watts for the practice. I don't know if we're going to see quite a 0.5, but I think we're going to see some 0.6s and 7s for sure. Maybe someone will bend their lap, but it's going to be interesting to see how it goes for this qualify session. They get 2 laps, and it's a short track. It doesn't take you too long to qualify, so we'll start seeing some times up on the board here pretty shortly. Alright, now getting our first times on the board. What happened to AJ? That's what?
There's some problems going on, so I'm going to restart the qualifying session.
I was about to say, AJ, that 22.1? How the... Must be a pit road glitch or something. Reminds me to get out of my car. Yeah, I'm just gonna say, it's like a whole 5/10 faster in feasibility. Dang. So, racking back up, we're gonna try qualifying again. The server was messing up, and that is why AJ Rodriguez got that lap there. I would have never known. Server messing up during qualifying is it's a tricky situation for sure. It's not something that usually happens. Hopefully the server stays stable during the race, and if it doesn't, at least it's not like Daytona. So it'll be interesting. First lap seen a bit. Maybe the second laps are faster. Maybe, I don't know. We're gonna see some lap times here. Some of those guys I'm looking at haven't quite made their rounds. Blake and Kenna with 22.7, not 27 point whatever. Yeah, I think second lap's quicker for some of these guys, I'm not gonna lie. And that is qualifying session. Tala Aziz has assumed the pole. Yeah. Tala Aziz is your pole sitter. Time for a happy hour. It's about 5 minutes. People to figure out their pit stops. Keep it on pit lane run just to see that thing. Tala, is this his first pole in CCRS? I know he's come second to Kyle Watts quite a bit. Kyle Watts didn't quite cook during qualifying. I say it didn't quite click. He still got a solid time, but maybe something happened, made a stick, something like that. But regardless, tall as is, this is, I don't know if it's his first pull or not, but he has gotten the pole, and he's also gotten that first pit stall selection, which is very important, and also crucial for track position and all that jazz as well. So gonna be interesting. Now again, 100 laps, got 77 laps on a tank, according to the game. And the gap between the field and during practice was about 5/10, which, I mean, sounds like a lot, and it kind of is low key, but like at the end of the day, it's not the worst. Another thing, it's just going to be really interesting to see how these guys manage pace versus tires. Find that right ratio that'll put you up front at the end, and also got to watch out for them phantom yellows as well, if we have any of those tonight. And again, I did not mute Cameron Jamison because, well, I need to hear him to know if there's a caution or not. So, if you hear that, that is race control, giving details on what's going on. Happy hour is not exactly important in terms of lap times, but I just took those anyway just because I'm curious. Blake and Ken are already using this to a little extra practice. Some of these guys testing their pit road. That's what most people use it for, and I'd highly recommend testing your pit road out even if you are comfortable with it. Especially with a pit road like this, you just got to be extra careful. Smashing Man, we were talking about last week at Pikes Peak. They actually hit the attenuator wall at Pikes Peak. And this one looks like it's even easier to hit than it is last week's because it's right next to the racing line tonight. So hopefully in race trim nobody hits that. Well, hopefully no one hits that at all, but definitely, most importantly, not during race trim. Pit road entry, that's going to be something these guys are going to have to watch out for. AJ robbed of a pole. Yep, the almighty racing glitch, whatever's, it just wasn't, they robbed you of a pole. Unfortunate. Hey, maybe next one of these next races might fit your fancy a little bit better. Maybe you can shoot for pole next time, maybe. Daytona is next week. I don't know if you're much of a super speedway quality guy, but that's something you could potentially try to go for. Yeah, there's just a few more minutes left in happy hour. Again, lap times are not the name of the game here for happy hour for most of these guys anyway. Some of these guys want to still practice their hot lap pacing, or I say hot lapping. They want to practice their practice just a little bit more, see if they can get more out of it, or to see if they can manage it better towards the long run. And honestly, like I said, track position and pace is the name of the game, and that's how qualify works. Is the faster guys, they go up front, they start up front. Question is, how many of them can save their tires, and well, how well can they do it? And last week, Brandon Beal, he started up front, P3, led some laps, but ultimately his tires did not like that, and it cost him he dropped back a ton, did not finish well that race. And we did not have a single caution last week either at Pikes Peak, so you gotta manage your tires, or at least for the most part, manage your tires. Sometimes you get saved by a yellow, sometimes you don't. Maybe that yellow ruins you. I don't know. Depends on your strategy. There's a lot of chat going on, nothing too crazy important. Yeah, like I said, 100 laps tonight, 77 laps on the tank. Looks like we're gonna have 18 drivers tonight, and be interesting for sure. I've wore out all of my things I want to mention right now, so I'm ready to get this thing started. Because during the race, I can find stuff to talk about any which way, where. What I get for starting the stream, a little too early. But that's all right. Hey, that gives these guys time to practice, and that's what's important. And I think a lot of these guys put some good laps in, get some good times going. A lot of them are geared up and ready to go. They spin their tires. Who the heck is that? I call somebody out. Who's this? John Felber out here spinning your tires. Man, my ears bleed, dog. Hey, man. Alright, it's race time.
It is race time, so
Hey, I just
rules
said that!
in place are that to bring out a caution, it has to be a multi-car wreck. There is no spin counter. When the caution is called, the field is frozen. There is no racing back to the line. When we're about to go green, I'll call quiet zone, where it's up to the leader, where everyone has to remain quiet in chat. I will then call control, where it's up to the leader to type green into chat before he crosses the start-finish line. If he doesn't type it before he crosses the start-finish line, then we call off the restart. It is going to be cool 100 laps here. As you have probably noticed, it's very loose coming out of the turns, so please be careful when you're getting on the throttle, even if you feel like you can just squeeze past that car to your outside. It may end up hurting you in the long run. Good luck.
Boss man there, looks like the rear tires in the rear of the car. That's where you need to manage it best. Tullas is starting on pole tonight. Not sure if this is his first pole in CCRS or not, but regardless, he's starting pole. He actually just got a pole recently, this past Monday, and a nurse car. Granted, that league isn't recognized by most of the community, but regardless, it's a league. 100 laps. This is Evergreen. This is a short track, and it's got a short track in the middle of it. Nice track. We're under the lights. Pace car is red, and it's going in the pit road. Everybody's filed up, ready to go. Waiting on that flag man, and coming off of turn 4 into the front straightaway. Green flag is in the air here at Evergreen. Lap 1 in the books. Blake and Ken is still trying to hold on the high side of that 20 car, trying to make it work better, get that run on the exit. All able to hold on in the mid corner. Clears 15 on the exit. Carson Muyung there, ooh, gets a little really close actually with Blake. Blake's got to go a lot higher there in response to that. Robbie Gilvin going to try to get underneath, but ultimately, I don't know if he's going to get really loose on the exit. Hits the wall a ton. Holy, that car is all kinds of unhappy there. I'm giving holding on P4. Looks like he's in more of a saving strategy right now. Nothing from the chat too interesting. William Viola behind the 3 and the 71. Hits the wall a little bit. That's going to give Kyle Watts that room to go low. Ooh, a little bit of a pinch there, but ultimately Watts holds it on. And Viola has that run on the exit, but doesn't use it. Oh, Robbie Gilvin around. I think he hit the wall. Single car. 13 of Amaya, he also went low. I'm curious to see what happened here. Kind of scared to look back because last time I did that, my game crashed. DSRA, I'm gonna have to get more comfortable with that. Yeah, he just got loose on exit, went around on him, and then something happened to the 13. I imagine he got loose as well. Yeah, just 2 cars got loose, same corner. Took him to lap 4, but that level of cold tires. Nice hold on there by Sebastian, by the way. He could have that could have went sour for him, but he held on to it. A little bit of a scary close up with Robbie Gilvin, but holds on to it. So those guys' race just got a little bit more difficult. Robbie, he fell back a bit more. P18 for Robbie right now. Last running car. Tall as is, still holds on to the lead. Victor Delgado back here as well, along with Sam Sazarski, Kenneth Miller, Kalen Bevan, P13, P12, AJ Rodriguez, P11, John Felber. Currently in the top 10, Cameron Jamison. P9 is Brandon Beal. P8, Steph Thomas. P7, Neil Gallagher. P6, Gino Bononi. P5, William Viola. P4, Kyle Watts. P3, Blake and Kennan. And P2, Carson Muyung. Now we're talking about tires and saving them. I don't know if the 20 car is doing that right now. He's pulling away. Maybe he's getting real loose there. Holy. Arc in the corner. I can hear the tires squealing. He's using them a lot more than these guys. We'll see what happens there for sure. He's so far led the entire race so far. And I didn't realize Brandon Beal said hi in the chat. That happened during something I was not paying attention. This battle for second is, I don't know if it's a battle or not, but it's cooking, and Kyle Watts is the chef. Okay, I'm not even going to finish that statement. I just know it's going to be bad. Alright, I'm going to back off from that. A little bit of slide ups and bat from Viola and Gino Bononi. I think they're trying to pass for position. Viola holds on to that, but meanwhile, Kyle Watts going for P3. Gets around Blake McKinnon. He is on the push strategy right now. Not saving nothing, I don't think, but we will see how that ends up for the end of him. As some drivers have stated, he drives through his tire wear. He does not have negative effects of it for the most part. And that is something that has proven itself true time and time again. He is closing up on the back of that 70 car who's playing heavy defense right now. Carson Muyung. Honestly, I didn't think Kyle was going to send it low that early, but he did. Oh, slide job by him. The 21 holds on to it, and now Kyle Watts is in second. He's setting his sights on that 20 car. Tulles is in the lead. Gerson and Gino still fighting it out for that spot as well. I don't know if they're tire saving or not. And these guys are still close together. And Neil Gallagher still holding on as well. I think he's pulling the same strategy he did last week. And Grant only lap 13, but so far so good. Battle for P11. Looks like AJ Rodriguez wants that spot. Robbed of the pole due to the server glitching. But technically, server glitching is what would have put him there in the first place, so you be the judge on that. And Cameron Jamison still holds on to it. See if that battle gets more interesting towards the end of this run. Kalen Bevan has gotten around Victor Delgado. Or he might have already been in front of him, but regardless, he's holding on. Victor holding on. Robbie, P16, he's gotten around a couple cars of Kenneth Miller and Sebastian Amaya. And Tulles is next car to them, and he's leading right now. Those guys are in concern. They're going to lap down now. Kyle Watts, I'm sure, is setting his sights on Tala right now. It's not a big gain. It's about a gain you usually see at any normal track in terms of just trying to catch the leader. He is taking a more diamond approach to the corners, I'm noticing. He's also driving it in deeper as well. Getting a bit of time on that 20 car. 97 to Sam Slazarski in pit road, as you just noticed there briefly. I don't believe that's planned. I don't imagine you can make it in from here at all, so it might have just been an unplanned pit stop from the 97. Might have spun out somewhere I didn't see. Nothing in the chat. Yeah, next car to go lap down, Sebastian Amaya and Kenneth Miller. They're fighting right now for position. In third place, Carson Muyung, way further back. Somehow to Blake. I think Blake's falling back now. It's Gino Bononi and William Viola battling pretty hard for that spot they have there. I think, honestly, I think something happened to Blake. By Gino Bononi. This battle for, I believe, P4 heating up pretty good right now. William Viola and Gino. They've kind of been going at it since the beginning of this race, if I'm being dead honest. Good battles here. Neil Gallagher, he's just holding on behind these guys, waiting for this run to come his way. Steph Thomas, he's also reeled himself back in a little bit. Maybe more on that tire saving idea. These two are still side by side, once again, battling for that spot. Gino trying to charge on the high side, Viola trying to charge on the bottom. Both lines look pretty equal right now in terms of their effectiveness there. Viola keeping it pretty clean though so far. On the leaders just to make sure there's no pass for the lead while this is going on. They're still battling it. Blake and Kennan also may try to make his chance to get around to 27 or get underneath him at least. 27's got a different approach to this corner than these guys do. Big loose for the 71 off the corners. He is able to clear Gino Bononi and stay in front of him for a little bit longer because I think this battle has so far been in favor of Viola for most of this race, and Kyle Watts finally going for the lead here. Lap 21, coming to 22. Collins is trying to hold on, but at this point, just see what that 21's doing, because he has been just insanely quick compared to these guys. It's undeniably the guy to beat right now in terms of how he's been getting around these guys. He's definitely charging harder than anyone else in the field, I think. And so far, he's up to the lead now. Not really saving much either, if I had to guess, but I'm not behind that wheel. I don't know. All down to second. Garson's still holding on P3. He's got a decent gap between cars between him. He can run his own race right now. Not have to worry about people behind him or in front of him at the moment. He's probably worrying about the guys in front of him, obviously, but he can run his own strategy, I'm sure, with no concern at the moment. Bielis and B&B and Bonino still going at it. These two battling hard. Gallagher, he's poking his nose in there every once in a while just to see if one of them will slip up. Ooh, big close there for Neil and Gino. He had to slow up there. I think he backed out, make sure not to hit Gino. I don't think he got loose intentionally. Could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. Blake tried to dive it in there, but wasn't quite, didn't quite get that mid-corner quite the way he wanted it, and couldn't quite get that hammer down the way he wanted it to. And Steph Thomas still holding on. This brings in a lot of guys, really. There's a lot of guys just really right next to each other. You still got Steph Thomas, Brandon Beal. He's going to go for a bit of a dive here. John Felber also holding on. You go for that send as well. That bottom entry for the 0-3. Ooh, Beal loose on the exit, but he has that edge over the 45. Like he's going to get around him off in the middle of turn 1 and 2. And Felber holds on. AJ Rodriguez, the next car, P11, P12, Delgado. I got a sneeze, give me a second. Alright, thank you for bearing with me. Ah, goodness. Keelan Bevan holding on P13, P14, Robbie Gilvin, and P15, Cameron Jamison. Sebastian May at P16, last running car, Sam Slazarski. He's on pressure tires, but he had to pit for. Probably had to pit, but he did have to pit. Miller, hard to go lap down on track. Kyle Watson. This is still holding on. Don't get me wrong, but Watson's got that track position. Another thing is has an advantage. He has that first pit stall that Bruno, I don't know if it's going to be used for a whole lot if there's no yellows, but it'll help you some on exit of the pit road. You don't have to worry about holding on to your speed on exit. And it's a little bit of a slight advantage, not a huge advantage. He's starting to dime the corners like Watts was. I don't know if Watts is still doing that. Let's go just to get an idea. Yeah, Watts is not taking that line anymore. He's taking that line to get advantage, and Aziz trying to do that as well. He's just doing that to hold on at this point. I think that 20 car is diving in a little deeper, taking that different arc, that diamond arc. It looks like didn't quite diamond it that time. That 20 car did, but these two are still holding a pretty good gap. They are catching up to Kenneth Miller now. About to go lap down for the first time this race. Barsky only car lap down. He's 2 laps down. As is big slide up there, an entry of 1. That's going to cost him some time. Still holding on as well, and his not really losing a lot of time either. But the guy in 4th, William Viola, he is there. Guys, oh, and wreck. That might be a caution.
Well, caution's out.
And
Caution's
that is our
out.
first caution of the race.
Pace speed is 55.
Things just got interesting. I knew patience was going to run out sooner or later, but I didn't know if it was. I didn't think it was going to do it right as I pinned to the camera. But points leader Neil Gallagher and Gino Bononi got together. Looks like
Pits are closed.
what happened here. So Viola is still holding up Gino Bononi. I think Gino probably not pleased with that 7-1. They've been battling all race, man. Juno's trying to get that track position. He knows that the more those guys pulled away, the more they were going to have an advantage, and then Neil just, I don't know, I don't even know if that was just Neil sending it in. I mean, he was sending it in, obviously, but he held his line pretty, let's see. And he got off it just enough there to, it was close, but he got off it just enough to get in the back of the 24.
Pits are open this time.
Wasn't given any room there. I mean, he had no, I mean, I say that, he's not like intentionally doing that, but like, I think it was just, it was sending it in deep. Thought it was going to stick a little better than it didn't. It didn't. But ultimately, that is going to be our first yellow of the race. Guys going on pit road now. This is, I mean, heck, this could be the money stop. Well, these guys want to watch the 20 car since he started pull. He's going to have that first pit stall.
I should mention the 97 is Lucky Dog, so 97 you can pit this next time by. You won't be able to get 1 lap back per caution, so Lucky Dog is going to give you 1 lap. You will be starting at the back regardless, unless there's a black flag for someone else.
Sam Cesarski, he's have that going for him. All it is that first stall wins it off pit road. I was thinking about just what I was thinking was going to happen. That's why his first stall is so important. Next run goes.
I had set it to 55 earlier, but considering it is a short track, go ahead and make it 45.
One thing to note, I think these guys can make it to the end on gas. Now there's going to be some that are shifting that probably won't make it to the end on gas, but for the guys not shifting or having their way to manage through shifting or not shifting to save gas.
So
Gas,
speaking of black flags, 13 to the back of the field. Not 13, 31 to the back of the field.
Ultimately, I think this is not a fuel race anymore. I'm not going to say it isn't.
We have everyone here, so we'll be able to go green this time. Remember to keep your roughly 1 car length gaps, quiet zone.
Be close on gas, I think. We'll see. I think tires are going to be more of a concern, but we will see for sure. I keep saying that. Anyways, quiet zone. We're going to go green here pretty soon. Tall as is with control. He's led
Control.
for part of this race, so is Kyle Watts. Control's been given. And Talla gets it. Really gets it. Kyle Watts now under pressure from Garson Muyon. He's already got a run on Talla as is, very quickly. Diving in deep. Ziz gives plenty of room. Even goes, watches high a little bit. Hold on the high line at all for that this time around. He's going to get cleared immediately after that corner. Tries to hold on the top now. Allows Garson Muyon to potentially put his ticket in for second place once again. He holds serve. Getting that higher entry. 70 to get underneath him, and he does not make the deficit on exit. That 70's got him on the bottom now. Carson's going to clear for P2. Car in the wall in the back. That is the 03. He lost a lot of time there. He lost a bit of time. He's going to hold on to it. 5 right now for John Phillips. Pretty good. Well, I say P5. He's actually not P5, but still a good run. P4 right now, William Viola. Cannon. P6. Got a P7. P8, Robbie Gilvin. His race is back on after spinning early, so we'll see what he has underneath that 3 car and what he's able to put table here. Gino Benoni P9 after that spin along with Neil Gallagher, who also spun our points leader. That may or may not share good points, but we'll see. Steph Thomas back there as well, and Andrew Rodriguez, Sebastian Amaya, Brandon Beal, Caleb Bevan, and Kenneth Miller. Tim Cesarski 1 lap down. He did get one of his laps back during that caution, or he was supposed to get one of his laps back. I guess he didn't. I don't know. Maybe he was 3 down and I didn't know. Cameron Jamison also for the last running car, and the gap between lap cars is a bit bigger now, or a bit smaller than what it was in that first run. as these guys are more close together now, or not close together, but the back half of the field more spread out. I'd say the field as a whole may end up more spread out here in this run in general, but we will see. Tall as this wants that P2 back, but Carson Millyoung still holding serve in that second spot right now. Ooh, big slide up from the 70. Oh, big slide up from the 20. 20 wasn't ready for that. Big block on Viola. Viola had that run. Is he going to dive it low here? Thoughts about it? 20 goes lower. Parks the bus. Long line of cars behind that also get parked on. And somebody, oh, Kyle Watts got loose on entry. He's going to lose a spot. 2 spots. Find a weakness. Carson Millyoung leading his first lap of the day because of that. Now in the lead. Watts versus Aziz now P2, but Aziz able to hold on to it. Watts drops a spot. Viola gonna try to get underneath him. Not quite, has to lift. A lot of varying strategies here. Viola's still holding on the bottom. Gonna try to get around him. Every bit of that spot. Anyone getting in a room? Still side by side. Robbie Gilvin trying to get underneath 15. 15 goes a little higher up. Briefly 3 wide. Watts almost had to check a bit more there, and he lost that spot to the 71. Gilvin now going underneath 21. 15 lost some time, had to back up more. He got loose on the exit. 21 once again taking a diamond approach to this corner. 3 car gets by. Gino Bononi, he's going to try to get underneath here. Ooh, big close there. Gino, he's in a box right now. He's making do with it though. Pile some room there on the exit. Corner or not, and he will clear in the corner. And a spin further up the track. I'm not sure where or who that was from. Gino Bononi, he's going to try to get underneath Robbie Gilvin now. Ooh, man, these guys are close. I think Cameron Jamison was the guy that made a mistake. He is now a lap down to Carson Millyoung. Battling hard right now. Robbie not giving. You don't want to give him too much room because then they're going to pull away from you. Tall as is, he's going to, I just heard something. AJ Rodriguez. They'll spin. Holds on to it. Back to the front. By front, I mean front. Tall as is versus Carson Millyoung. Carson holds on to it again. Halfway next time by. Next time they cross the stripe. Cameron Jamison getting a lap down. And William Viola now up to 3rd. And Gino Bononi is once again back to the bumper of that 71. All race long, these two have been just at each other. Robbie Gilvin still holding on. A lot to report here. These guys are all under a blanket right now. I think Viola's holding them up. These two are still kind of close as well. Side by side going on. Back, battling with Brandon Beal. Man, big battle between those two. Is it for position? Yeah, it is. Guys are starting to catch up to Carson Millyoung. Everybody is, I think. Goes for a bit of a... He sticks his nose in there. Carson closes it pretty quick. You're gonna go for the dive. Dive there from 24. Trying to clear the 71. 71 has been very hard to pass this race. he's not done. Oh, he gets to the back of Gino. Oh. Straightens him out, but I don't know if that will count as a yellow or not.
Caution's out.
That will
Caution's
count
out.
as a
Feels
yellow.
frozen.
We were once again together. Both these cautions this race. Gino
Pace speed
involved in.
45.
Well, now everyone, I'm pretty sure, can make it to the end. Yes, no questions asked, but we'll see what happened there. I think Viola wanted to undercut, and Gino was frankly there. And he tried gassing up to straighten him out, but didn't work out. That was our second caution of the night. Leader is Garson.
Pits will be open this time by.
All that shabam-a-lam has allowed Kyle Watts to move up to P3. So back in with these guys. Well, like I said last time, I thought last stop was a money stop. Well, this is gonna be the money stop. Well, I say that I mean I really like. It's more so like if we get another yellow, it'd be the money stop, pretty much. But like, this is still a very important stop nonetheless. Lane 1. I think some of these guys are gonna take less fuel, so we could see someone new come out of this potentially. Let's make sure to stay very close to Tala there. Oh, I think Watts is going to get it. Yeah, Watts gets it this time, as is P2. Bit of bumps in the back. Viola lost some spots there. Well, he actually got wrecked, so never mind. He was going to lose spots either way. So Kyle Watts, he wins the battle off pit road. Top 3 stay the same, just switched up. Garson lost a spot to Tala, and Tala holds on to P2.
0-0 to the back of the field.
Like for the 0-0. Must have sped on pit road. For the first time tonight, Kyle Watts is leading on a restart. Evergreen on lap 60, about 41 laps to go.
.31 will be behind the 0-0. Alright, going green this time, same thing as before, keep roughly one car length gap. Quiet zone.
I don't see a lot of one car. Oh, yeah, fair enough. Let's see what happens here. Kyle
Control.
Watts. First time now, he's going to lead us to the green. Great start there by the 21. Charlie Kinkinnon already going to the top line. Trying to make quick work of Robbie Gilvin. And he will. Gets around him. Nicely done. Robbie's oh, big check up there from the 70. I don't think Blake was ready for that. That changes things up a little bit. I don't even think the 70 was. Oh, big slide from Garson. He's gonna have to slow up even more. 3 wide entering turn 1. As Garson is all kinds out of shape, holds on to it. Types in the chat as just usual. Blake trying to get around him now. 70 holds on. The 3 car of Robbie Gilvin, he's up here now for the first time tonight, top 3. Gonna post his case to the ship. Sure, not done. Neil Gallagher gets around Victor Delgado the 3rd. Keep in mind that points battle. And now Gino Bononi trying to get around that 52. Oh. Thomas back here, he's got some battles going on. Rodriguez, he's at a pretty slow rate. Oh, okay. 2 cars around.
Caution
That's
is out.
caution.
Caution's out. Field's frozen. Pace speed 45.
Man, that's twice tonight that actually, technically 3 times. That was looking at the cars that were gonna wreck as it happens. I'm 3 for 3 tonight, man.
Pits are open this time.
I have to look at this from helicopter, man. I think the 45 pinched. I'm not sure, but regardless, I'm not the one. I'm not here judging. I'm just here to look and analyzing the wreck. I don't know. Hard to say. 0 could have slowed up a bit more, but let's see. So third caution of the night. Pit road is open, and not a lot of pitters. You know, everyone can make it to the end. Tires are going to be the name of the game. Victor Delgado, he wants to stay on top of that tire game. I don't think there's enough laps run, honestly, for it to like matter that much. But I mean, what it is ultimately. Just further back, Kalen Bevan, he's already in the back. Might as well pit. Same with the 31, 78 involved in that wreck. And 45 is done for the night. No, I think they stayed out. Same with 0, who were also involved in that wreck. Damage to the back of that 45 car.
31 to the back.
Everybody's out of pit road. We're probably gonna go green. Not this time. Next time.
0-0 to the back as well.
And I keep accidentally hitting V instead of spacebar. See, V changes card. What does C do? C just changes camera. Okay. B, does B change card too? No, it's just V. I don't know which one it changes to, but it changes to something. Oh, that's a weird picture. Okay, I accidentally hit change TV2. Change back to TV1. Go back to the leader. We're not going to green this time, as I had falsely thought. I think someone else went down pit road. Steph Thomas. Oh wait, yeah, he's got a lap down, right? No, tweaking. Pretty sure they were lap down anyway, or maybe they just wanted to be in the back when they pit.
You're going to be going green this time by.
I'm not behind the wheel. I don't know this. I don't know the decisions are made. I can just make guesstimations based off of what I would do, what I've seen other people do in the past. I think this is also one thing to note here. This is the first time tonight these guys are not starting off with tires fresh from the pits, aside from the initial start. So these tires have got a few more laps to them than other restarts past. So
going green this time, quiet zone.
That loose exit, I wonder if anyone's going to struggle on this restart.
Control.
Green flag back in the air here at Evergreen. Lap 68. Robbie Gillen tried to make a little move there on Tulla's. Tulla blocked, and around they go. That's another caution.
Caution is out. Caution's out.
Well, it wasn't like I thought it would be, but
45.
it was something.
Pit's open.
I think it was a bit of, man. And them two have just been racing each other hard all night. 71 at least backed up a little bit more for it, and third 03. It was just a bunch of stack of a lot of cars just too close together. Let's look at John Felder's onboard on the restart. And we'll go to Amaya's onboard.
We're going to do the thing. It is caution cooldown time. So when we go green, we will be staying green for at least 4 laps.
Honestly, a little surprised to see a caution cooldown. I don't know. I didn't think it was that bad, but oh well. I ain't hating on the decision. More green flag racing, the better, eh? Imagine there wasn't a lot of takers on pit road, as everyone should be able to make it to the end on gas.
Going green this time by.
Caution cooldown. I don't remember how many laps he said, but I'm just turning off once we hit lap 75.
So when we take the green, it will be at 71 out of 100. We will be staying green until at least lap 75.
What I would have assumed. Close. Alright, go green this time.
Quiet zone. Control.
Carson Million wide quickly. I forgot to turn. Oh, I didn't forget to turn on the cooldown. Okay, I forgot. Well, regardless, we're back green. Green till lap 75. I say no matter what, but you know what? I'm gonna just leave it at that, because if it can happen, it usually does. But that's usually gnarl, so I don't know. It's from Robbie Gilden there in the 3 car. Holds on to it. We'll hit from 20. Tell it as is. A lot of ways you can finish this race. Well, wrong ways and a lot of right ways. Well, I say there's a lot of wrong ways. There's fewer right ways, but there's some, more than one. Like I said, I think track position is going to matter more than tires, to an extent. I say that very serious, very. When I say that, I mean to an extent. Some guys are going to save their tires pretty good and still hold on pace just enough to find that right ratio. And again, I think tonight has more been those cautions, those 3 cautions we had, kind of threw some people off. So the guy who had the best strategy might not end this thing up front. I guess if you're not ending up front, I guess it isn't the best strategy. I don't know. I'm just tweaking. Don't mind me. It's lap 75. We're going to turn off cooldown. There's regular rules to the end. These two are holding on together, staying close. We'll see how that fares out for the next 25-ish laps or so. Robbie Gilden's kind of holding on there. He's P3, not too far.
Caution's out. Caution's out.
All right.
Frozen.
Right after the cooldown ended. Was not expecting that. And for the first time tonight, I was not looking at the crash while it happened, so I'm gonna have to go find it now. Man, what is it with like cautions coming out right after the caution cooldown ends? Like that really irritates the living crap out of me when that happens. Like, I mean, if I'm driving, like broadcasting, I kind of care less low key, but you know, but like when you're driving, you know, you want a green flag racing, then the second the caution cooldown ends, or like right after it ends, you get a crash. Let's see what happened here.
Pit's open this time.
Not a good night for that 71 car. Man, just a bad turn of events there. Unfortunate. Like
AJ, I will get you back on the lead lap. Consider it the lucky dog.
I guess these guys are worried about tires. Oh, Kyle Watts did not pit. Oh, never mind. He did. I don't know why. I thought he didn't. Oh, he has to slow up. A lot of guys. 2 tire stops. I like it. Strategy. So Neil Gallagher, I believe he's going to come out with the lead here, points leader. Mentioned there might have been some crazy med lad stay out. I don't know if that would be the 78 or not. I don't know if they count for position. Alan Bevan has stayed out. William Viola.
6 to the back of the field. 6 will be behind the 78. 78, since you are a lucky dog, you will need to drop to the back, but you will be in front of the 6. Oh,
Back, so
no,
3 cars
not 6.
stayed
0.
out.
78 will be in front of the 0.
Not sure how
Not
many
going
took
green
2
this
tires.
time, it will be next time by.
I think 2 took 2 tires, I think. It was just Benino and Gallagher. Don't hold me to that though, could be wrong. I think Victor might have taken 2 as well. So Kyle Watts down to 6 now. The question is how this thing is gonna end. Okay, let's look at our retirees, see if we have any. I don't. We have one, Sam
I will
Swiderski.
get that, sorry.
So unfortunate for him. I was just bragging on him, like in the broadcast, how he's usually up front and holds on to these things towards the end, but I guess tonight wasn't one of those nights. But hey, sometimes it happens.
We're going green this time, quiet zone, no special rules. Control.
Tire spins from some guys, but Kalen Bevan holds on to it in the lead. William Viola early quicksand. Doesn't wait any time on that 0-0. Kyle Watts peeking out on the top and the back, but ultimately I don't think it's going to matter. Neil Gallagher, he wants to be up here quick. Ooh, Viola close to the back of that 0-0. He's going to send it deep now. Oh, big wreck in the back, 24th round. Holds on to it, no caution. See what happened. Yeah, Victor just got into him. Unfortunate there. Ziz had to slow up there. So no caution. I'm not gonna look at replays because he's still holding on top 10. By the way, that's impressive for Gino Bononi. Oh, and around goes a 27. Neil Gallagher. Oh,
Caution's out.
that's a caution.
Caution's out. Feels frozen.
He had a strategy going. It did not work. We'll see what happened. Kalen Bevan, he was about to get passed by. Oh man. Just a push from the 3.
It's closed, so if you continue driving through, you can retake your spot and you'll be able to come in next time by.
3 just kind of throw through in there, and then Beal, once they know where to really go for that 37.
Or you can retire, that works too. Pits will be open this time by. Okay, fair enough. See you later.
Double Zero has called a night. Other responsibilities has led them to make that decision, I imagine. So, third retiree of the night, or not third, second retiree of the night. Fortunately, Neil Gallagher with that 2-tire strat, unfortunately, cost him in the end. Robbie Gilvin kind of, they got had an instance, the best way I put it. Delgado leads him on to pit road. Back power to the field is pretty much the only guy pitting. Gino Bononi, he's had a rough night. We're going to be going green around 10-ish. I say 10-ish, go about like 15-ish or so, I don't know. I'm not looking up here. Kyle Watts now up to P3. You got around Kalen Bevan there, who stayed out. William Viola to the lead. John Felber P2. Both the guys on 2-tire strats got wiped out. But the guys who have the oldest tires in the field are leading 1 and 2. Kalen Bevan also with some old tires, but he is falling back to 4th as Kyle Watts has gotten around him. And I imagine that 0-0 car going to more of a safer approach to this race, just to hold on and get his license potentially. That's what his goal is. He is in by waiver.
We will be having another caution cooldown, so we take the green on lap 87. We stay green at least to lap 91.
Alright, so that leaves like a 4-lap window. About 3-lap window. No, it's more of a 5-lap window. 5-lap window for a caution.
Yeah. Going green this time, quiet zone.
William Viola for the first time is going to lead us to the green tonight.
Control.
tire spin for some of the leaders. John Felber being one of them, but I think Kyle Watts is going to go on the high side. Feels more better making his moves up there. Holds on to John. Oh, John has to slide up a bit. Parks the bus. Oh, he's wide. Watts into the wall. That changes things up big time. Carson Muyang underneath 03. John Felber. Very wide, almost back there. John Felber in the wall. Robbie Gilvin up to P3. Why do I keep speaking that voice? That's stupid. I'm watching too much Mike Joy. John Felber once again in the wall. Ooh. Rough turn events. Oh, around goes the 15. Right in front of the field. He holds. He keeps it out of the way. That's going to cost him. Viola still leading amidst this. Carson Muyang back there along with Robbie Gilvin. Kyle Watts. I think all these guys are fresh tires. All these guys fresh tires. Next car I'm seeing, other than Viola with older tires, is Felber, and I think Bevan has fallen back significantly as well. I don't know if that was by choice or if he got hit or something. But regardless, still in the race. 10 to go this time. Viola in the lead. Muyang second, third as Gilvin. Watts take the very high entry into turn 1. This is still holding on in the top 5. That 21's got some side damage for sure. Big loose there for the 20 right behind him. They're slowly catching up to that 71. The question is there time? He is catching him. Roger pulled down and ended, by the way, about a lap ago. And now under a blanket. Viola has to hold off Garson. Potentially a couple more cars we get down to the late of it. Oh, and around goes the 71. And Garson's now in the lead. Thing ain't over yet. Single car spin. 71 William Viola. Robbie's not done. Watts is not done. We still got we got more things left to go on this. Robbie Gilvin, he's putting in his 2 cents for potentially the win here. Still battling hard between these two. Watts is sending it deep. Five to go this time. Gilvin is still holding on P2. 4 cars, not quite under a blanket, but they're all together right here. Car in 5th is Gino Bononi. He's 2 seconds, almost 3 seconds back. Gilvin's going to try a higher entry, lower exit here. And Watts is hoping these guys wreck. Oh, Garson's in the wall. Robbie tries to go low. He bumps him. Around goes Garson Muyang. That allows Kyle Watts. He's right there. Now, we'll see how this goes. Robbie Gilvin in the lead now. Kyle Watts in second. Watts is not going to catch. Not yet, anyway. He's diving it deep. He's getting every little bit out of this corner. Car's damaged. We're going to have to see these next couple laps here. Coming to 2 to go this time. Watts in the wall in the back in second place. Lap car ahead, that is William Viola. Coming to the white flag. Robbie Gilvin. After getting in the back of the 70 car, he's in the lead now after the 70 went around after he got in the back of him. He's only got a few more corners left. Watts is diving every which way, trying to get this thing going. P2 might have an interesting battle as well. But Robbie Gilvin in turn 3, coming off turn 4 for the final time. I believe this is going to be his first win in CCRS. So Robbie Gilvin's going to take it here at Evergreen. P2 goes to... Hold on, what happened? P2 goes to Kyle Watts. 3 goes to Tala Aziz. Heck, I'll just pull up the standings at this point. And interesting late race shenanigans there from those guys. Let's go look at the 3 car. Imagine opted out of doing burnouts in that 3 car. I think he might have felt bad. We're getting to the back of the 70 there, and went ahead and just didn't do burnouts. If I had to guess. So no burnouts there from the 3 of Gilvin. Wow, yeah, that was a interesting turn of events there. Probably gonna be some unhappy campers in the chat. Hey, Soup. So, yeah, I'm not gonna look at it, but yeah, started out. That was just insane last few laps there. I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot just going on there. A lot of unhappy campers in the chat. I'd imagine. I'm not gonna look at it right now, but what I am gonna look at is to see if anyone wants any post-race interviews. See if there's got anyone in our waiting room. So far, it looks like we've got our race winner and our not race winner. Kaylin, I swear to God, if you whisper me right now. Alright, I can hear his whisper for some reason. Alright, regardless, let's bring Robbie Gilvin in the booth.
User was moved to your channel.
Robbie Gilvin, how we feeling? You hear me?
I could say what I'm feeling, but I don't want to say it on the air.
You know what? I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I know those
No,
were some last few crazy laps there. I
Yeah,
think this is your first win.
for CCRS, yeah.
Yeah, for CCRS, obviously. But I don't got any questions specifically. You wanna speak your
Well,
thoughts?
more or less, I was gonna bide my time, wait for Garson to make a mistake, and he made the mistake, and then he blocked. I mean, I'd expect to get dumped too if I was blocking the way he blocked. I mean, I didn't want to dump him. I was actually on the brake, starting to get on the brake the moment he slowed up for the corner, and then boom, we touched. I mean, it wasn't. I mean, it looks awful. I mean, it was a dump and a half, and I don't expect the wind to stand to be fair, but I mean, you know, it's and then I mean, like I said, I think Viola threw less of a block, and Garson still dumped him. But I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, this track's hard to pass on, and so I mean, it's hard. It's one thing to pass clean. It's hard to pass clean anyway through here, and I mean, I feel bad about making the move, but I mean, you throw a block, you get, it's like Newton's law of whatever, you get an action, you get an equal and opposite reaction.
Yeah, sometimes it's just how it goes. Yeah, I imagine you're probably not too proud of this win, but hey, maybe next time you race, you might get one that feels a little bit better.
Yeah, I hope not to have to get in that, get my nose dirty to win, but
Hey, sometimes that just happens.
right.
Yeah, they're going to Daytona next week. You plan on racing there?
Possibly. If Garson don't right hook me and kill me. I mean, it's expected at this rate, but no, Garson and I've always raced each other clean for the most part. We race hard, but we race clean. That's just a rare mistake on both our parts, I'm sure.
Well, I don't got any other questions for you. You got any closing statements, or are you good?
Not really.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't blame you. Sometimes it just happens.
Yeah.
But, hey, it was fun to watch. Thanks for joining the booth.
Oh, yeah.
We'll see you next time.
Yeah.
User left your channel.
Let's get our third place finisher.
Buddy was moved to your channel.
Oh, how's it feel to be a CCRS poll winner?
I didn't expect to get it. 'Cause I was like kind of struggling to like match the laps Kyle was getting in practice, but then I saw 0.6. I'm like, oh, Kyle's gonna set 0.5, and he didn't. I'm like, what? So finally, feels good to finally get that pole. I started second like 4 or 5 times here. So feels good on that front. The first part of the race before the first caution was fun. It was nice to pull away from the rest of the field, but then Kyle, being Kyle, like just managed to reel me in there. But I think after following how Kyle was doing his lines, I was able to stick with him for a bit, and that's kind of how the rest of the race was. I would be like second or third, and I would not be like falling behind from the leader. I'd be like just right there behind him, and like not like it's like dirty air in a sense, but at the same time it isn't. Every game I'm saying, so it's a little weird part, but that race was fun. Kind of a shame that we got all those cautions at the end there, and also a shame that my pit crew tried to repair my damage despite me asking them not to. I probably could have beaten Kyle and Victor off the pits, but it is what it is. I'm happy with a P3, and it was fun battling up front.
I don't really got any specific questions for you. I know you had that #1 pit box for most of that race, and that was a big beneficiary for you there at the
Oh
beginning.
yeah, absolutely was. It like I would. That's how I passed Kyle for the lead in the first stop, and then after that, like it was still helpful to stay in the top 3. So I think the lowest I ever came out was because of the fact that people stayed down and took 2 tires. So nonetheless, really fun race. I really enjoyed like that setup. I enjoyed it, like having to baby the car out of the corner and like be rewarded for saving the tires. And I can't wait for Talladega.
Alright. Well, other than that, that's all I got for you, and we'll see you then.
All right, see ya.
Buddy disconnected from your channel. Buddy was moved to your channel.
Howdy,
Hello.
howdy. First
Hi.
start since season 2. It's been a minute, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been a minute. We built this little shitter in a garage. If I can get some, I don't know, Ford Torino suspension parts on this. Don't even know if they work. Also, Victor Delgado is a bitch ass motherfucker. I challenged him to a one-on-one in a demo derby in Ford Fusions.
Well, there you have it, folks. Dang.
Yeah, we got some major rivalry. It is going to be a tough time when he's lapping me for the 87th time at a single race. No, no, he made a little mistake, but it was fun. Getting back into NY again, and this was a fun race, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I know you were sitting in the back most of the part of it. I think towards the end, you had that strategy to stay out, led some laps. Did you think you were it was going to be green from the end from there, or were you just kind of...
I was like 50-50 on it. I thought there'd be a caution, but I also felt like with how everybody was racing, that it could have went green. And if it had, I think I would have finished maybe back half of the top 10, maybe even like top half of the top 15. But in the end, I finished 15th, which pretty good. I think I'm up from where I qualified. I think I qualified 16th or something.
Well, I know this is one of those races that you're kind of trying to prove your worth, I guess you could say, and I think you did that pretty good. And maybe we'll see you next week at I think it's Daytona, it might be Talladega. I'm not sure. Which one or the other.
Yeah, hope to be there next week. And but yeah, a lot of fun. Hope to do this again.
Well, that's all I got for you.
All right,
I'll see you when I see you.
and I'll see you.
Buddy left your channel. User was moved to your channel.
Howdy, howdy.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, that was an interesting finish to that race. I don't know if you saw it, but there was a...
I did not.
Yeah,
I was
no.
looking back trying to see what happened, but I think I went too early, I guess.
Yeah, no, it was an interesting finish nonetheless. It was just a bunch of guys. It was a battle of who doesn't get wrecked, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. I was just battling to not wreck myself, let's be honest.
I mean, it's a pretty rough race for you compared to the other races you've had this season. Is there anything you might want to take away from this that you think uh, might help you in other races? Do you think it might have been like a short track thing, might be a disadvantage in that area, or like?
I don't know, it was more of like a very fighting a car kind of thing. I'll definitely like feel like I could have done better, but I think sixth place on a final lap on a pass was pretty good, I guess. Because Sebastian deep drove turn 1 and then missed the corner. I was able to sneak under him and pass him in 3.
Honestly,
So,
you had a pretty rough night in terms of like track position, but I had pretty good finish, all things considered. I think after that, but yeah, in terms of point standings, you were fourth coming in. You were doing pretty solid in the standings at one point. I don't know. I mean,
yeah.
obviously, maybe you can hold on a little bit longer. Might have a top 5 standings finish, but yeah, it's pretty interesting nonetheless. Other than like the looseness, did you feel like the long runs were like better for you, or was it like kind of the same deal?
Yeah, it was kind of the same thing. It really doesn't matter how long you run, you still get loose and loose, tight a little bit, but it's more on the loose side. That whole thing was just loose.
I hear you. I hear you.
But
Well,
I want to mention the hit on the 27 and that caution. I couldn't go any lower because I hit the 13 right on my quarter panel.
yeah, no,
So
I've seen that. Didn't look like there was much you could have did there.
yeah, I saw him when I was slowing down to try and go low. I saw him behind me. I was like, oh no, he's gonna hit me, isn't he? And I was just like, okay, just try and not let him hit me. Because I've done that too many times. I've slowed up for a wreck and people just plow me from behind. So there's nothing I could do.
Yeah,
I tried to
hopefully,
change it. Tried
yeah,
to change it up a little bit, but unfortunately, I hit the 27 in the process. So
hopefully, hopefully next. I mean, I'm not gonna say this week was bad for you. You got top 10 and all things considered, but
yeah,
like,
I
hey,
always get top 10. I'm the top 10 merchant, dude. I'm never gonna beat those allegations. I'm
I
never
mean,
going to.
it's better than being outside the top 10.
I know, yeah. You know, it's good to be consistent, I guess, but I'd like to wipe off the top 10 consistent off my name and just end up with a win one day.
Oh, got Talladega next week. Maybe you can
Yeah,
get one out
hopefully
there.
I have a chance. You know, it
Happens.
always it always ends up being a weird race, and I couldn't contend for the win. But I think what was it, Daytona Gnarl? I came close.
Yeah, you had a pretty good race Daytona, or yeah, Daytona Gnarl this last weekend. Yeah, Gnarl's going to. Actually, I have no idea where they're going this, but they're gonna be racing again this week. Yeah, I noticed in Gnarl you've also had some pretty good consistency there as well. So hopefully that goes well for you.
Yeah.
Um, I don't really got any other questions for you. Thanks for coming up in the booth, and I think we'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
If you're there tomorrow, yeah. Other than that, that's all I got.
All right.
Adios.
Yep.
User disconnected from your channel.
All right. Well, that was CCRS Evergreen Season 5. Again, that was a interesting finish, to say the least. Got some interviews, some guys. I think those are all the guys I wanted to interview. Those are all the guys in my waiting room. Yeah, we ball with that. Next week, CCRS is going to Talladega, not Daytona, as I said before. The reason I get those tracks mixed up is because they're both super speedways, so fight me. Regardless, they're going to be using CTS physics, so that's going to be interesting as well. Last time we went to a super speedway, Cameron Jamison got his first CCRS win earlier this season, and other than that, I don't think there's much to note on that front. Tomorrow, we're racing Gnarl. I'm going to be generous and go check to see where they're racing tomorrow, that way y'all don't have to. We're going to be racing at Chicagoland tomorrow, so be sure to check us out on that. And other than that, that's all I got. Be sure to like, subscribe, and we'll see you for the next one.